Prepare to enter the dark, gritty world of Luke Cage like you've never seen before. In this video, we dive deep into the raw, unfiltered portrayal of Harlem's toughest hero, as envisioned by the legendary Brian Azzarello and Richard Corben. Forget the polished superhero stories you know. This is Cage at his most brutal, navigating a world of corrupt cops, ruthless gangs, and unforgiving streets. With a mix of intense violence, raw sensuality, and hard-hitting realism, this comic breaks all the rules. Are you ready to see the real Luke Cage? Click play and step into the shadows. In February 2002, the gritty streets of Harlem came to life in the visceral pages of Cage, a 5-issue miniseries under Marvel's Max Imprint, known for its adult-oriented content. Crafted by the formidable duo of Brian Azzarello and Richard Corben, this incarnation of Luke Cage stripped away the glossy veneer of traditional superhero tales, diving headfirst into the raw, unfiltered reality of urban life. This is not the Luke Cage of the mainstream Marvel universe. This is a man hardened by the unforgiving streets, a figure of immense strength and resolve, navigating the underbelly of society with a demeanor as cold as the steel chains that once bound him. Harlem, depicted with a brutal honesty, serves not just as a backdrop but as a character in its own right. Its decaying buildings and shadowed alleys echo the despair and violence that Cage wades through daily. From the opening scene, where Cage sits in the dim, neon glow of a strip club, the tone is set. This is a world of sex, sin, and survival, where the line between right and wrong is blurred beyond recognition. The sensuality is palpable, not in a way that titillates, but in a way that underscores the harsh realities of life in Harlem, a place where pleasure and pain are often intertwined. Azzarello's narrative pulls no punches. The story centers on Dory Dickens, a woman desperate for justice after her daughter is caught in the crossfire of gang violence. In a landscape riddled with corrupt cops and ruthless criminals, she turns to the only man capable of delivering the retribution she seeks, Luke Cage. But Cage is no knight in shining armor. He is a blunt instrument of justice, his methods as brutal and unforgiving as the world he inhabits. Corben's art, legendary for its distinctive style, breathes life into this dark narrative. His portrayal of Cage is both menacing and magnetic, a man whose physicality is matched only by the intensity of his presence. Corben's Harlem is not a place of dreams, but of stark, unrelenting reality. His lines are thick with the grime of the streets, his characters etched with the scars of survival. The violence, when it comes, is swift and brutal, depicted with a precision that leaves no room for doubt. This is a story where every punch lands with the weight of a life lived on the edge. The sex and violence are not gratuitous, but serve to highlight the rawness of Cage's world. This is Harlem as it is, not as we wish it to be. The narrative is unflinching, the dialogue sharp and biting, laden with the kind of street wisdom that only comes from living through the worst life has to offer. Cage himself speaks in short, clipped sentences, each word measured, each action deliberate. He is a man of few words, but those words carry the weight of a man who has seen and done more than most can imagine. Jose Villarrubia's colors add another layer of depth to this grim world. His palette is muted, dirty, reflecting the moral ambiguity and the pervasive sense of decay that hangs over the story. The colors bleed into each other, creating a sense of unease, a world where nothing is clear-cut, where even the brightest light casts a shadow. Cage under the Max Imprint is a story for those unafraid to confront the darker side of heroism. It is a tale of strength and survival, of a man who wields his power not with the righteousness of a superhero, but with the cold pragmatism of someone who knows that in a world as hard as Harlem, the only justice is the one you take for yourself. This is Luke Cage as he was meant to be, raw, real, and unrelenting. Thank you for sticking with us through this deep dive into the gritty world of Luke Cage. Your support means everything, and we're thrilled to have you as part of our community here at Black People in Comics. If you enjoyed this exploration of one of Harlem's most iconic heroes, there's so much more to discover. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. There's plenty more powerful, untold stories coming your way. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. If you found this video intriguing, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow comic book enthusiasts. Together, we can celebrate the incredible contributions of Black creators and characters in the world of comics. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.